Всем привет, с вами Отец Сет. Сегодня посмотрим два видоса. Первое видео будет с канала Амерхастер, фанат Томаса и его друзья. История отца Эда, часть первая. Интересно.
Сэр, я вернулся с кругосветного путешествия.
Поздравляю. А какого хрена Томас зеленый? Объясните мне, пожалуйста. Томас, ты чё, остановиться нормально не можешь?
О, Амерхастер тоже вернулся.
Кто вернулся?
О, Амерхастер
А, это и есть Амерхастер? Окей, понял.
тоже вернулся. Очень быстро. Ну что ж, как прошла твоя поездка? Очень хорошо.
Хм.
Ну что ж, все-таки ты не первый паровоз, который совершил кругосветное путешествие. Да, ты еще недалеко первый паровоз, который совершил кругосветное путешествие. А кто это был? Ну, сейчас расскажу. Это был...
Это был... Кто?
1999. Он совершил
Что?
кругосветное путешествие по всему миру. Да, правильно, поезд Харви.
Поезд Харви. Это чё, ютуберы типа? Вот это Амерхастер. Это поезд Харви. Что нафиг?
А я думаю, что я самый первый паровоз, который совершил кругосветное путешествие.
Дизель 999. Вообще-то самый первый это летучий шотландец. Все, идите нафиг.
Кстати, приедет новый паровоз.
Отец Сет.
И кто же это? А ну с дороги, малышня!
Не понял. Это что за быдло? Что за
Да,
херня?
ты что толкаешься?
И куда ты его потащил?
О, отец Сет.
Почему он какой-то... Какой? Почему он, не знаю, он даже не голубого цвета, не фиолетового, как в Томаса мультивселенной. Что это
Да,
такое?
ты что толкаешься?
Что это? Объясните.
О, отец Сет, ты уже приехал?
И почему его изображают как быдло? Если так меня хотят изобразить, то я не такой. А если Амерхастер пытался изобразить отца Эда как в Томаса мультивселенной, то предыстория отца Эда, а именно его каноничная предыстория, вообще тоже не так, как так скажем... Короче, по канону отец Эд не был быдлом изначально. Он стал злым только потому, что его заменили на Нию, а Генри заменили на Ребекку. И он потом с катушек слетел и начал херней всякой страдать.
Да, сэр, я уже приехал.
Идем дальше. А дальше мы посмотрим новую серию из историй Содера. Informant, что переводится как информация, информатор. Вроде примерно так. Что-то с информацией должно быть связано. Ага, у нас уже тут 1966. Понятно. Ну, короче, жизнь на Содере потихоньку налаживаться начала. Угу, да. Понятно, значит, Барри замена Джеффри. А я думаю, у Дадли будет заменой Джеффри, но окей. Фрэнсис стал заменой Питера? Неожиданно. Я думал, это будет Мердок, как в этом фанатском продолжении от ютубера Тудор Бранку Турку.
Took over for him. Both engines were a real asset, but unsurprisingly, only one did all of his jobs without complaint. Oh, the shame of it. Give it a rest, Frank. My name is...
Фрэнк. Как же я обожаю, когда они его имя коверкают.
Francis, you cretin! Seymour, can you please bolt a metal plate over his mouth? I already tried. I couldn't buy one big enough. Very true, Mr. Phillips. I shouldn't have expected
Кто такой мистер Филлипс? Это машинист Фрэнсиса.
sympathy from lowlifes like you. By lowlifes, you mean blokes willing to do their jobs? I mean those without self-respect. You're content to handle dirty trucks because you don't aspire to be any better. And outward-pulling cultures make us better. They would endow you with a level of prestige unattainable through goods work. How many truly famous freight trains can you name? The Flying Kipper. Ah, Sir Topham, just the man I wanted to see. You can save your breath, Francis. I'm not taking you off goods trains. But, sir, this is intolerable. I was not built for such degrading work. There is nothing degrading about doing your job, even if the task in question is beneath me, because you're an express engine. So are Gordon and Reginald, but they pull the occasional goods train.
Ну вот. Гордон тоже раньше жаловался, но в историях Содер он теперь не жалуется.
The operative word being occasional. I've been
Не то, что в самом мультфильме.
heading trucks for the past week. And how long has it been since you pulled coaches, Barry? I don't know, sir, but I'm happy to do whatever you need. That's good, because there's an upcoming rail tour in need of an engine. You want the job? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. What? Why does he? Because I reward good behavior. And if you open your mouth again, you'll be handling trucks from now until Christmas. Do you understand? Wise decision. Now, changing the topic. James, you'll never guess who's coming for a visit. Mr. Woolley. Really?
Кто такой мистер Вулли?
That's great! Who's Mr. Woolley? Bernard Woolley. He used to be Sir Topham's deputy before he was transferred to head office. Failing upwards, I called it. What's the occasion, sir? A holiday, I imagine. He's due in on the 11:30. Then you might want to know, sir, that it's 11:20. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. I'll head over to the platform. Excuse me, gentlemen. God, the absolute nerve of that man. I think he revels in my humiliation. Is he always like this? No, sometimes he's a real git. Very droll, Jake. Oh, shut up!
О, стоящие камни.
Oh, this is wonderful. I feel like I can actually breathe again. Miss the old place, do you? Every day. You're always welcome to come back. Would that I could, but I enjoy London
О, там герцог стоит.
and I work too much. And an interesting document came across my desk the other day with your name on it. I had to read 3 times to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. Have you told the engines? Not yet. I wait for the right time. I must say, I never thought the day would come. Me neither. But it's for the best. We'll be poor without you, Topham. It's so good to see you. You look great. All right, that's the third good to see you, and the second you look great since you arrived. What's on your mind, Bernard? This isn't just a social call, Topham. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but some other reports have been crossing my desk about you and Sodor. They haven't been kind. What do they say? They claim this region has been suffering from a lack of leadership. This has led to lapses in discipline, negligence, and deficiencies in daily operations. And who's been making these reports? I don't know. Their name has been redacted. Whenever I see that, it's to protect the identity of whistleblowers. So it could be one of my own people? I can't believe that. Neither can I. Whoever this person is, they've really got it out for you. So much so that head office is planning to launch a surprise inspection next week. Fine, let them come. We have nothing to hide. I didn't think you did, but I still feel you deserve to be warned. Glad to know you're still loyal, Bernard. After last year, this is all we need. I'll say. How do you think the engines will react? Oh, I know exactly how. Disgraceful! Disgusting!
Это классика.
Despicable! Disdainful! Downright daft! Oh, I know, but we needn't work ourselves up into a lather. Like I told Mr. Woolley, we have nothing to hide. Even so, sir, this inspection is bound to be a damn inconvenience. No doubt. Nevertheless, we will fully cooperate with the inspectors when they arrive, and try to look surprised when they get here. Good night, engines. What a load of rubbish. Who'd have the nerve to stab Sir Topham in the back like this? Well, my former crew weren't too chuffed when he gave them the sack. Maybe Rob has another psychotic brother out there. Or maybe the informant isn't even human. You can't possibly mean one of us, James. No, I mean a certain spam can. Come on, James.
Фрэнсис? По-любому нет.
Frank's a git,
Виктор Танзик по-любому что-то какой-нибудь неожиданный поворот будет.
but I can't see him doing this. Why not? They've never gotten along. And he blames Sir Topham for constantly putting him on goods trains. Exactly. Even if it is him, how do we prove it? We watch him, especially when he's talking to the workers. He obviously couldn't have written the reports, but maybe he has an accomplice. And if it is him, we expose him for the
Интересно, но мне кажется, Фрэнсис тут не при делах.
that he is, assuming nobody wants out.
Просто я вспоминаю себя, когда я делал реакцию на 5-й сезон истории Содера. Я до конца был уверен, что главный злодей это Роберт Холл. Но, как оказалось, это был его брат Шон Криди.
Oh, all right. We'll start watching him tomorrow. And remember, the most important thing is
Так что Виктор Танзик не такой простой, как вы думаете. Он по-любому что-то такое добавит.
to be stealthy.
Слежка.
I'm not the spy. Whatever do you mean, Frank? Don't insult my intelligence. I know you've been watching me for the past few days. So much for being stealthy. Try and look at it from our point of view, Francis. I am, and I understand why you would suspect me. You do? Of course. I can't deny Sir Topham and I have a checkered history, but I don't hate the man, even when he gives you degrading jobs. Well, it's not like it's undeserved. Come again? I've been thinking a lot about what Sir Topham said the other day. When he gave Barry that real job, it was a reward for good behavior. In hindsight, he was right to do it. Why should he reward my whining and my insubordination? So now you love taking freight? No, but I will keep my disquiet to myself. Maybe then I can work my way into Sir Topham's good graces and take passengers again. In other words, you're hoping you'll be rewarded for good behavior. What's wrong with that? It misses the point entirely about why we work the way we do. James, I said I will not complain about degrading jobs because I hope to be rewarded, not that I expect to. Is that not the definition of a really useful engine? We'll agree to disagree there. And it's beside the point. Can you prove you're not the spy? No, I can't. All I can do is swear it isn't me. I have many negative qualities, but treachery isn't one of them. I buy that. Yeah, me too. All right, it was a stupid thing to do and we're sorry. As you should be. If I was a lesser man, I wouldn't share with you my findings. About what? I don't want to say great minds think alike because that would be an insult, but it seems we share the same desire to identify this provocateur. You've been looking too? Indeed. I have made several inquiries among the workmen, asking if any of them have been approached by someone requesting information. Have they? Yes, quite a few. They thought nothing of it at the time. Perfectly innocent and reasonable questions, especially for someone new to the railway. New? Relatively speaking, they've been here less than a year. Who is it?
Так.
Is this really necessary? Count your lucky stars we don't throw you in the ditch. And why would you throw Mr. Phillips into the ditch? Because we couldn't find a noose. Don't spies get hanged? Mr. Phillips, is this true? Make it sound worse than it is, sir. If there weren't
Мистер Филлипс?
witnesses, I'd punch you in the gob. What did I ever do to you, mister? Nothing, sir. It wasn't personal. It was an assignment. I was sent by head office to work undercover. Why pick on us? Haven't we been through enough in recent times? Recent times are exactly why I was sent here. Soda has always been held up as the crown jewel of British rail. For it to suddenly experience multiple disasters, we need to know why. There's no great mystery, you twat. Some lunatic went on a rampage, but that lunatic wasn't responsible for everything, was he, James? I'll admit there were moments that were completely beyond your control, but I feel others could have been minimized or avoided entirely if not for your complacency. Complacency? Yes, you've all become too comfortable working under such lax conditions, and I'm afraid the blame for that must fall on leadership. Oh, poppycock! So Topham's leadership is the reason we survived last year so well. Anyone who says otherwise is a damn fool. And your flagrant disregard for regulations? We disregard nothing. We always follow procedure. Maybe not religiously, but we never compromise on safety or efficiency. Well, let's hope the inspectors agree with you. Can I assume you know about them? You can. Tell them we're ready for them. Just do it in person. Pack up your cloak and dagger and get out. Whatever you say, Sir Topham. Git. That was a nice thing you said, Francis. Indeed. Thank you very much. There's no need to thank me, Sir Topham. All I did was tell the truth. Nothing more. And I'm so sorry you've had to suffer such an indignity. And I'm sorry you had to suffer the suspicion of your colleagues. You know about that? Mr. Phillips knew how to be stealthy, Henry. You did not. Do you know what I'm going to say next? You'll talk to us later? Got it in one, James. Then you should just talk to me, Sir Topham. It was all my idea. I'm sorry, Francis. It's all right, James. I admire your loyalty. That being said, please bear in mind, gentlemen, that I still hate you. Fortunately, he tempered his wrath long enough to provide a positive statement to the inspectors when they arrived. They spent the next week combing our records and interviewing every animate object on railway grounds. At first, we feared they had some sort of agenda, but it became clear they were looking for the truth, not a scapegoat. Indeed, they were very tactful in their questions and took our answers to heart. Once they had gathered all the facts, they left to file their final report. What it had to say is a story for another day.
Интересно. Ну ладно, на этом все. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки и всем пока-пока.